Okay, have you ever felt like you're doing absolutely everything right, but you're still just hitting a massive brick wall when it comes to attracting other people? If that sounds familiar, you're going to want to pay close attention to this. Today, we're totally skipping the superficial tips and tricks. We're diving straight into the deep end of human psychology for this explainer. We're going to decode exactly why people pull away and how building yourself up is literally the ultimate hidden key to natural magnetism. Let's jump right in. So we have to start with a question that is honestly universally frustrating. Why do they ignore you despite your best efforts? You're probably sitting there thinking, look, I have a good job, I dress well, I'm a polite person, right? Yet even though you were checking all those traditional boxes, you still find yourself being completely overlooked. And the natural human instinct is to instantly assume there's something wrong with your looks or maybe your bank account. But what if that is completely missing the mark? Section 1. The secret behind being ignored. Moving past surface-level traits. C. The actual root of this problem isn't your physical appearance at all. It's actually a super subtle unconscious behavior you might be doing every single day that projects profound insecurity. Let's look at the successful man on the left side here. On paper, he has it all, right? He's handsome, he has a great career, his style is absolutely impeccable, but he goes home alone every single night. Why? Well, it comes down to the fatal flaw on the right. He unknowingly seeks way too much validation. By trying so incredibly hard to prove to everyone that he has value, he's actually projecting to the world that he feels he lacks it. It's wild, but overcompensating is a huge red flag. Moving into section 2, the trap of exaggerated attention and why trying too hard completely backfires. Let's analyze exactly why people instinctively pull away when they feel you're trying too hard. There's this profound psychological reality from our source material. Women are attracted to what you don't say, not what you say. Think about it. When you over-explain your achievements or you constantly bend over backwards to please someone, you are placing a really heavy psychological burden on them. You're essentially telling them, hey, I don't believe I'm enough on my own, so I desperately need your approval. True intrinsic value? It doesn't need to shout like a flashy resume. It's found in the quiet, unspoken confidence of the subtext. And on top of that, exaggerated attention simply makes you part of the herd. I mean, we live in an era where thousands of people are doing the exact same thing. They're offering unearned kindness, they're constantly available 24/7, and they're just flooding people with attention, hoping that it's going to make them liked. You aren't standing out when you do this. You're literally blending into a massive crowd of people acting identically needy. And quite frankly, absolutely no one is irresistibly drawn to the herd. All right, section 3, the power of self-building, shifting focus inward. So what's the fix? The solution requires a fundamental shift in how you operate. You have to stop looking outward for validation and start building inward. Enter the concept of the lone wolf. Now wait, this isn't about being antisocial or weird. It's simply about being a person who walks their own path. A person who has a crystal clear life mission and who prioritizes their own professional and personal goals over getting a pat on the back from someone else. When you actually dedicate your energy to your own life mission, rather than just obsessing over trying to find a partner, it generates this deeply grounded confidence. And it's exactly that behavior, that self-assurance, that makes you naturally, undeniably magnetic to others. Section 4, Attachment versus Independence, a practical contrast. Let's look at a couple of short stories to see how this plays out in real everyday life. Imagine the attached mindset. Your phone buzzes and you instantly drop absolutely everything you're doing. You reply in 2 seconds flat, basically subtly begging for a scrap of attention. Your whole life is revolving around someone else's access. Now, contrast that with the independent mindset. You're deep into a complex work project, or maybe you're working on a painting. Your phone goes off. What do? You finish your task before you even think about texting back. This independence isn't about playing games or being mean. It's incredibly attractive because it actively demonstrates that you have a fulfilling life of your own and you fiercely respect it. Which leads us perfectly into section 5, the art of mystery and respecting time. Let's talk practical steps for daily life. So how do you actually maintain this magnetic mystery and respect your personal time on, say, a random Tuesday? Here's the practical advice from the source. Step 1, don't reply instantly. You have a life, you shouldn't be perpetually waiting by your screen. Creating that little bit of space naturally builds mystery in your daily interactions. Step 2, don't cancel your plans for others. If you plan to hit the gym, don't just bail because someone else is suddenly free. Step 3, prioritize your goals first. Again, I want to stress, this is not a toxic game of playing hard to get. This is about establishing firm psychological boundaries. People only respect and honestly feel deeply attracted to those who fiercely respect their own time. Okay, let's bring this whole shebang together. First takeaway, stop seeking validation. Your value is inherent and you absolutely do not need to perform to prove your worth. Second, build an independent life with a clear mission. Be someone whose primary focus is their own professional and personal growth. Third, embrace the art of mystery. Seriously, you don't need to dump every achievement or tiny detail about yourself right out of the gate. And fourth, aggressively respect your time and your availability. To wrap this up, I want to leave you with one vital, gut check question to really think about. Are you building a life for yourself, or is it all just a performance to impress someone else? Because here's the truth. If your goals, your career, and your style are just tools you're using for external validation, people are always going to sense the insecurity underneath it. But when you build yourself genuinely for you, that natural independence becomes absolutely captivating. So focus on your mission today. Thanks for hanging out with me to explore these psychological insights in today's explainer, and I'll catch you on the next one.